It has been 72 days since I applied for the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, EIDL. You know, that was that 30-year loan with 10% grant that was part of the CARES Act. Anyways, I finally heard something back from the SBA. Now, before today, it has been complete silence, and any phone calls to the SBA are quickly terminated with, "You'll get an email." Today, I will show you what has been happening and what may be going on if you are in the same boat with complete silence from the SBA. Hello and welcome to Stephen Carlson Show. I'm Stephen Carlson. I'm a tech entrepreneur, author, YouTuber, real estate investor, and I'm even a volunteer paramedic. Before I get to today's video, please check out our sponsor, Webull. They will be giving away 2 free stocks, with one of those stocks being valued up to $1,400 when you open your trading account and deposit $100. Open your account today and watch some of my other videos on how to invest for your future so you can retire a multimillionaire. Now, please make sure you use the link in the description so they know that we referred you. Thanks. Then why don't you come back and comment down in the description and tell me what free stocks they gave you. Now, as many of you know, I have 2 businesses, and both of them have applied for the EIDL through the SBA. It was approximately the same time, maybe 10-15 minutes apart. The first business I applied for the EIDL is the one that I'll be discussing today, because oddly, the second business that I submitted to the SBA, that application has already been approved and funded. Now, I want you guys to check out my other video on the EIDL is funded. The link is in the description and in the card above. Even with this business technically being applied for first, for whatever reason, it has been completely ignored by the SBA. So their claim that applications are processed in the order they're received is total. Anyways, let's get back to the story. On March 30th, around 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I submitted my application. And except for the automated email that they sent about 5 minutes later, I've received no other communication from the SBA. At least based upon that email, I know they received my application. So I waited and waited. Then about 2 weeks later, on April 13th, Experian emailed me informing me that I had 2 inquiries on my credit report from the SBA. Now, of course, this made sense since I did apply for 2 separate loans. To me, the fact that both inquiries were showing up on the same day, I presumed that was good news and that both of my loans were being processed in the same batch. Unfortunately, I heard nothing else from the SBA, so I just waited. Now, emails started coming through for my second business, and I worked through those. You can check out my video on the EIDL process. Now, nothing ever came in for the first business loan that I applied for. Strange. So, honestly, I just waited some more. Now about a month has passed, and I still have heard nothing from the SBA regarding my first business. So on May 15th, I called them up, and wow, that was a complete pain in the... The first rep said that they couldn't find either of my applications. Then the second rep told me that both applications had already been processed and I would get an email eventually. Then a third rep told me that the grant money, remember that $10,000, was deposited in my account, but for some reason my bank had returned it. Wait, what? I confirmed with the SBA rep the correct routing and account numbers, and she claimed that both of my businesses should have received the grant money deposit, but she claimed that the bank had returned the amounts. I thanked her for her time and I called my bank. The bank checked their information and told me they had absolutely no record of any such attempted deposit, and that the only way they would reject the deposit is if the name on the account was incorrect. Both bank accounts in question are business checking accounts, and they are properly set up in the business name and EIN. The only guess I can make is maybe the SBA attempted to deposit the money in my personal name and SSN instead of the business. Honestly, that would be rather stupid, but it's only a guess. I called the SBA back, and now rep number 4 told me that they couldn't find any of my applications. Oh great, back to this again. Now I went over to rep number 5, and this one said, yep, we found it, and you will get an email when it's processed. If I asked for any other information, I would be rudely told, you'll get an email. Okay, so I waited. Then on June 3rd, I was approved and funded for the application that I submitted for the second business. But as you probably have guessed, I've heard nothing from the first business application. Then yesterday, which is June 10th, I finally received an email from the SBA regarding my first business saying, in part, We are reaching out in regards to your request for an EIDL advance as part of your application number. We were unable to successfully verify and validate all of your information in order to process your advance. We would like to invite you to update your advance request with the corrected information. Your EIDL loan application is still being processed separately. As a reminder, you do not have to be approved for the loan in order to receive the advance. So, I clicked the link and it asked some basic information like company name, address, phone number, EIN, bank name, account, routing, etc. Now, I'm pretty sure this is all the exact same information that I had already verified with the representative on the phone last month. But at least this was an online system that removes the human error element. So hopefully we're actually making progress this time. I submitted all the information I requested, and now, once again, I sit back and play the waiting game. But honestly, I feel this time at least some progress is being made. Of course, maybe it's just wishful thinking. Now, I know some businesses have received the grant money, but many have not. I can say that I have not received any grant money from either of my two businesses. My first application, which should have received $2,000, and the second business should have received $7,000 based upon their $1,000 per employee calculations. Yet I received none of these funds. Even when I was fully funded for the full loan on my second business, no grant money was ever deposited, just the entire loan amount. Annoyingly, I think the claim that the bank returned your money or that we need to verify information is just an excuse from the SBA because they were able to deposit the full loan amount without any trouble. Now, I know I've mentioned first and second business a lot, so let me give you a quick summary so you guys have an idea what I'm talking about. Business number one, I applied for the loan first. This was the one that had the information verified today. No grant money, no portal login has been generated, and no other communications from the SBA in 72 days. Now, business number two, I applied for the loan about 20 minutes after I submitted the first business's loan. No grant money was ever received, but I was approved and finally funded the full loan amount. And that money has been deposited to my bank. So I physically have the money. Now, a friend of mine who applied for the EIDL at the same time I applied for both of mine, he is in the same situation with no word from the SBA since he applied. Now, yesterday, he received the same email that I did asking for the information. So I guess yesterday they started cranking all these emails out. You may have already received yours. Now, if you guys are in a similar situation, let me know in the comments down below. Tell me when you applied and if you've heard anything back from the SBA. The fact that at least one of my businesses has been fully funded with actual money deposited into the bank account, I do know the SBA is making it through these loans. Unfortunately, they are backlogged and their system was just never designed to handle tens of millions of applications being submitted in a span of just a few weeks. In today's video, I'm going to give a shout out to a fellow YouTuber, Invest with Queenie, and she is a fellow Aussie. Now, Queenie and her husband are from Australia, and yes, I am actually an Australian citizen as well. I bet you guys didn't know that. Well, technically I'm a dual citizen, as I was born in the United States and I've lived here my entire life, serving in the United States Navy as well. Because my mother is Australian, I was able to get dual citizenship at birth. Anyways, moving beyond that random fact about myself, and back to the shout out. I think you guys will really love her channel and will learn a lot from her. Go ahead and check out, the link is in the description. Check out her videos, subscribe to her channel, and make sure you tell her that the Stephen Carlson Show sent you. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure you like and subscribe. Doing so really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Thanks, and I'll see you on the next one.